Hi everyone, this is Crystal with Emerson Aurora Design. Today I'm going to show you how I made this My Favorite Christmas Movies tumbler. Thank you so much for watching. This is a 30-ounce straight from Stainless Depot that I sanded, washed, and spray painted white matte. The spray paint's already dry and I'm going to go in with the epoxy method here with my glitter. I'm using a little bit more epoxy than I normally would for the epoxy method because I'm going to be using some chunky glitters on this, and the more epoxy helps that glitter to lay flat. It's probably around 10 to 15 mLs here. So I'm just going to spread that out on my tumbler evenly and also hit it with my torch to pop any air bubbles and to allow that epoxy to lay flat so there's no lines. I'm using Bless Your Heart. It's an opal chunky mix from the Glitter Craze and Diamond Series Dove from the Glitter Craze. I'll leave those in the description box below if you're interested in those glitters. This is a pretty pink tinged opal that I really thought would look pretty for this tumbler. And I'm just doing a loose ombre here with these glitters. The higher up you hold your glitter and sprinkle it, the more fanned out the glitter is. I find that I can do my ombres pretty well on my turner, but if this doesn't work for you, you can do the classic method by holding your turner arm and angling your cup at an angle to get a good ombre. Since this is the chunky and I'm going to use more of a fine cut white at the top, I wasn't too worried about the ombre. Plus they're both white tinted glitters. I'm going in with that Diamond Series Dove to give it a nice white snow-like sparkle to this tumbler. And I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle that directly over that opal just to fill in any areas that the chunky glitters may have missed. The glitter will only stick where the epoxy is exposed, so you can still see that chunky mix underneath. And don't forget your bottom, if your bottom is going to be showing. I'm going to put this back on my turner and let this cure for 6 to 8 hours. Go in with 2 more coats of epoxy to get a nice smooth finish. So Hiipoo Waterslide decal paper, they reached out to me to see if I'd like to try their product, which it was so nice of them to send me this product. I've been looking for a good waterslide paper that doesn't crack with dark prints, and I think I found it. I really like this Hiipoo Waterslide paper and I do recommend it. I'll leave their link in the description box below. So I made ornament circle shapes of my favorite Christmas movies here on this Hiipoo water slide paper. And I did spray about 3 times with my matte clear Rust-Oleum 2 times varnish. I'm going for an ornament theme on this tumbler to allow the pictures to look like they're ornaments on a tree. I'm going to hand cut around. I always hand cut my water slides. You can go outside of the line, and as long as that is just a clear print, you won't see that once the edges once it's on the tumbler. So that's why I choose to do this. I really like the vibrancy of this water slide paper. I think it really printed well with my inkjet printer. And so far in this process here with me cutting it, I was pretty happy with it. Seems like a thicker type water slide that I'm hoping will be easier to maneuver on my tumbler than ones I've been using in the past. So I have my little plastic tub of water. I'm using lukewarm water, and I'm just choosing different sizes of my prints and I'm deciding where I want to place them on the tumbler. This is going to be kind of a layered look. I'm not overlapping too much on this with these images because I want each image to shine. I apologize for the loud noises. My dog decided to go for a run in the house. So I'm going to put my images right into my water and also add a little bit of water to the tumbler where I'm going to place these images. And I'm going to place these right on. Right off the bat, my thoughts on this water slide paper is it's thicker than my previous one that I used from Amazon, and it went on really well. I was very happy, very nicely surprised. It was a lot easier, definitely, than ones I've been using. It doesn't seem to stretch when I pull off the image from the backing paper and distort the circle. My dog is eating his breakfast. So I'm just going to continue to lay these images around on the tumbler, trying to get a good fit. I wanted to fit all of my images on here. I did print off quite a few. These are all my favorite Christmas movies that I like to watch every Christmas season. Now there you see that the image kind of rolled in on itself. So I grabbed it and threw it back in the water without the backing. And I was very happy with how thick this water slide paper is. It was really easy to kind of get those edges back to where they need to be. And you can see there that it did not rip and it didn't crack. So I was very surprised by that. This is It's a Wonderful Life. I'm using this little silicone makeup brush, I guess it is. I purchased it at the Dollar Tree. It's a nice little tool when I'm doing water slides. So I'm just going to continue to lay my images down, and I'll let you enjoy this part with the Christmas music in the background. So now that all my images are laid down, I'm going to allow this water slide to dry. I'm going to let it dry for a few hours just to make sure it's completely dry. So here I am. This is after I laid on a layer of epoxy and let that cure. So it's probably a day or two later. I'm just at my computer here and I'm measuring out the different circles so that I can make my ornament shapes. This is Cricut Design Space, and I downloaded this silhouette of a Christmas ornament, just a circular Christmas bulb, and I'm going in here to shapes and I'm going to choose a size. What I want to do is cut out the center of the circle on that bulb so that in my images on the tumbler can shine through. It's basically going to be an outline of those images. So I'm choosing the shape or the size that I want here. Like I said, I went through and I measured the outer dimensions of my circle. And I'm going to make that the dimension of the images on my tumbler the same size, the circle the same size as those. So that way I will have a good outline. I hope this is making sense. I have a hard time explaining the things I do in Cricut Design Space. But essentially, I think maybe you can see what I'm doing. So here I circled that center or that top of the ornament because I'm literally going to cut that top off. I just want the top from this circle because I think that this silhouette isn't completely round, I think. So I'm just cutting off the little ornament hanger there. I'm using a square, selecting both images, and clicking slice. And I'm going to delete everything I don't need. And there I have my little topper. So I'm going to use my own circle from the shapes here and make my own ornament to make sure that those are completely round. I'm choosing two circles. One will be the outer dimension of the ring and one will be the inner dimension that I'm going to cut out. I think it was roughly about a 1/4 inch, maybe an 1/8 of an inch edge. I honestly don't know. I don't do a lot of measuring. I usually just kind of eyeball it and see what looks good to me. I'm going to choose both those circles and I'm going to center them and see if that black rim is the edge that I want. And I'm going to put my little topper there and see if that's what I like. And I do. So I'm going to select the top and the circle and I'm going to weld those together. I'm going to bring that red circle to the front, center it as best that I can, and then I'm going to select both images. And you can see there, you can't center this image once you have the topper on. So I'm going to kind of go back and realign it using my eyeballs and get it as centered as I can. Now I'm going to select both those images and click slice once more. There we go. And I'm going to remove the center of this ornament. And there I have my outline. And I'm going to do this for each size of the ornaments that I have. And I'll send them to my cutter. I'm going to duplicate these a couple times because I do have I think I had 3 or 4 different sizes of ornaments on my tumbler. So I'm just showing you how I'm duplicating those, making sure that I'm sizing them correctly. The red circle represents the image size on my tumbler. So I'm just trying to get different sizes for the images on my tumbler, and I know I'm repeating myself. I hope you get the idea from this video section here. I'm going to cut those out in different colored metallic vinyl and apply them. So I didn't show a video of me applying these ornaments, but you get the idea. I just literally applied them. So I'm going in with my gold paint marker here, and I'm just kind of freehanding like golden ribbon, I guess, or golden wire to hang the ornaments. The ornaments that are more towards the front, I'll go over the ones in the back to make it look more 3D. And the ones that look like they would go behind the ornaments, I will stop at the edge of the ornament and make it look like it's behind it, like this one here. This does not have to be perfect. This is a hand-painted area, and I like the way that it looks. I'm going to go in with my black paint marker now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paint little black lines that look like kind of swirled on themselves, because these are going to be the Christmas lights. So I wanted to outline where I'm going to put my Christmas lights, and this would be the wire. So I like swirls and swishes and swirls, and just kind of wrapping those around these ornaments so it will look eventually like there's Christmas lights hanging behind the ornaments. And like I said, this does not have to be perfect. You can lay down your lines with one swipe and then go back and fix any mistakes you may make. The nice thing about using these acrylic paint markers is if you make a mistake, you can take a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a paper towel and just wash them off and start over. These are my Christmas lights that I made on Design Space. They literally are just an SVG of an outline of an ornament bulb, or I mean a Christmas light bulb. I cut out my lights in different colors of holographic and metallic vinyl, and then it had a little topper, which is, this is what I'm putting on there. I just cut that out in black, and I'm just going to lay these down wherever I see fit. This was such a fun process. I love these different holographic and metallic vinyls that I had. I bought it in a big pack from Amazon. I can leave that pack that I purchased. I think there was a couple different ones, but I'll leave a couple in the description box below of my favorites. If you're interested in this vinyl, it's really easy to work with, and it just really is beautiful. So once all of my lights are on, I'm going to go in, I'm going to spray this down with 2 times Rust-Oleum clear spray. I'm going to put this on my turner and put about 2 layers of epoxy over this tumbler before it is finished. And here it is all finished. These pictures do not do it justice. There'll be a video here in just a second, but this tumbler is so striking and so sparkly that I have had so many compliments on it. I just had to keep this one for myself since I don't have my very own holiday tumbler. Here it is. It's a little bit more realistic here. I hope you love this tumbler as much as I do. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Step out of the box this Christmas and make something fun. That's what this is all about. It's art. It's supposed to be fun. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Spend wonderful time with your family and friends. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing. I have more holiday tumblers to come. Give me a thumbs up, and you can leave a comment or just question below, and I'll try to get back with you with an answer. Happy crafting, everyone, and Merry, Merry Christmas.